Hey you! Yes, you! Are you a student looking to create a fun project? Want to prove proficiency with the subject? Want to learn a skill you can use the rest of your educational career? Ever secretly want to be a radio DJ? Then you need podcasting.
Podcasting? Ain't that what they do in Star Wars?
That's pod racing.
Then just what is podcasting?
Well maybe I should just show you. What the? Where's the lats? Where did I go? Why am I just a disembodied voice speaking into the void? That's what a podcast is, Joe. You ever listen to the radio in your car? Sure I do. Simply put, a podcast is like the radio for your computer, but in a file that you can play and take with you anywhere. Well, let's make one right now. Whoa now. Hold on, Eager McBeaver. My name's Joe. You can't just make a podcast all willy-nilly. Maybe you want to use it to do a report on something going on in the world.
From This American Life and WBEZ Chicago, it's Serial, one story told week by week. I'm Sarah Koenig.
Or maybe you just want to read a story you wrote.
A friendly desert community where the sun is hot, the moon is beautiful, and mysterious lights pass overhead while we all pretend to sleep. Welcome to Night Vale.
Or maybe you just want to teach people about something you learned in school.
For centuries, the people who inhabited Ireland were called barbarians by the powers of early medieval Europe. The Romans certainly thought this was the case. But what did they mean when they called people in Ireland barbarian?
These are all great ideas, but before any of that, we have to learn how to make a podcast. Before you can make a podcast, you'll need some supplies, like a computer with a keyboard and mouse. It doesn't have to be a Mac like this one, though. A microphone. Some computers have built-in microphones. If you want to use a condenser mic, you'll need an audio board. Further instructions on how to use something like this will be given at a later time. A set of headphones, so you can listen back without bleeding into your audio. And an audio recording program. I personally like Audacity because it's free, and as a voice, that's all I can afford. To begin recording, hit the red button. This area to the right is called the monitor. It is used to register volumes of your microphone and the audio output. When you have finished recording, hit the square stop button, and then you may listen back to your recording by hitting the green triangle.
Look, where am I? Am I alive?
Now that you have your supplies, you can get started, right?
I guess.
Wrong! Step 2. Concept. You need to ask yourself, why am I making a podcast? Is it to entertain? To inform? A review? Maybe even to educate. Now is the time to record what you know and create a script of your podcast.
So can I make a podcast now?
Absolutely not. You think you can do a podcast?
Yeah?
All on your own? No.
Aw.
Step 3. A co-host. Now you need to find a co-host or a guest, someone you can speak to over the course of the podcast and has a different opinion. This can be in person or over the internet with the use of Skype, Discord, or Messenger. Here, have this talking dog. His name is Jerome.
Yo, what's up?
I can't afford you.
Step 4. Putting it all together. Now it's just a matter of putting in those headphones, talking into the right side of the microphone, and making sure to hit that record button. Before you start, test your audio by recording a small snippet and listening back to it. Be sure when you practice that you speak at the level you're going to speak at for the whole recording, and monitor yourself in Audacity as you go. If you can't see waves in the file, you're probably too quiet or too loud. When you finish recording, be sure to hit that stop button. Now let's check in on Joe and Jerome and see how they're doing. Nice going, Joe. Now you're well on your way. When you finish, be sure to hit the yellow square to stop your recording. Go to File, Export Audio, wait for it to load, and then be sure to set your file type to WAV 16-bit. This is a lossless audio type, and it'll make sure that when you're editing, you don't lose any of that good content you just recorded. Be sure to name the audio something memorable. That'll have to do. There you go, you have a saved audio file. Now, like Joe, you have all the tools you need to get started on your own podcast.